we explained how the Forward Party is this scheme by the establishment to trick people to supporting this clown third party. Mm-hmm. But after seeing our breakdown of the Forward Party and seeing why it's a joke, I want to discuss the reactions to the idea of people forming third parties and the liberal meltdown at third parties in general, right?
Yeah.
So as we get close to 2022, I told you guys, the liberals are going to start melting down at the idea of anyone not falling in line with their cult. So Jill Stein was just trending like 2 days ago because of Andrew Yang. Susan Sarandon was trending because these people have been radicalized by MSNBC and CNN to be against democracy. So they hate anyone who runs third party. So I think that's enough to preface this because I think the video is crazy enough to speak on its own. And I can't wait to get your reaction to this, JB, and then we break down. Okay. Let me share my screen here. All right, and then let's dive into it.
Andrew Yang does not care about democracy. If Andrew Yang cared about democracy, he would bow out, he would cancel his Forward Party, and he would help the Democrats win in the midterms. But he's not doing that because his ego needs him to be the leader of his followers. And his followers are going to be when he siphons off voters from the Democrats, which will not work because Forward Party and third parties never win elections. In fact, they never even receive over 5% of the electorate. And Andrew Yang knows this. So what is he doing? He is picking apart the Democratic coalition to please his own ego. And what's the cost? American democracy. So guys, mark this video. Andrew Yang, if you think he's bad now, he's going to get much worse. Do not listen to Andrew Yang. Ignore him. Ignore the Forward Party and continue to support Democrats. We cannot afford to waste any time on these third party candidates. Andrew Yang does not care about democracy. If Andrew Yang...
So this is the tweet that he said as he posted this unhinged video where he comes out as a fascist against democracy. Isn't that funny? He said we got to protect democracy, but I'm against democracy because we shouldn't have third parties. Also, that thing he said where third parties don't win, that is not true. Green parties have won local races all over the country.
Yo.
Now let me read the tweet and I'll get your thoughts, JB. Look, this is the tweet. Because the tweet is just as bad as the video. He said, I'm sick of Andrew Yang. I'm sick of the Forward Party. I'm sick of third parties. Closet Republican grifters like Jill Stein. I'm a ride or die Democrat because you're either a Democrat or you're with the fascists. No, sorry. He said you're either with the Democrats or you're with the fascists. JB, you want to take it first? You guys see the psyop that they're doing? They're trying to paint Jill Stein and serious people who got policies based on consensus like the Green Party do. They're trying to paint them with Tulsi Gabbard and Andrew Yang. But sorry, JB, go ahead.
This young Doc Brown from Back to the Future is absolutely patently wrong. First of all, if you studied history, you would know that the most successful third party in the history of the United States is the Republican Party. They were a third party. Abraham Lincoln was a third party candidate. And look, so that is one. Number two, all right, people like Dr. Jill Stein, who was in the Green Party, actually had policies and they actually won seats within the United States. They are an established third party and they actually have policies that they actually run on. And on top of it, the Green Party is farther from the Republicans than the Democrats are. In fact, the Democrats are in a Venn diagram that is completely overlapping Republicans by 90%, versus the Green Party has no overlap at all. So with that being said, he's patently and absolutely wrong. And I don't know.
You guys want to see this game? I'm gonna show you guys who he is, and then we watch it one more time because it's a short video, and then I'll give you guys my take on it. But look at this. This is why I want to show you guys this video. Look at this guy, because I've seen this guy all over Twitter. 74,000 followers. He's a UCLA political science Gen Z activist. This guy has been boosted by the Democrat Party, and he's the guy who's gonna rally support of Gen Z into the Democrat Party. That's his entire shtick. Now, when you guys hear that speech that he gave, does that sound like something that's gonna influence Gen Z? If you hear that video and then you was about to vote third party and then you vote Democrat because of that video, you're the biggest cuck that has ever lived. I'm sorry. Now, one thing I want to mention as well regarding the video, and then I'll play it one more time because it's a short video. I want to get fresher minds before I do my breakdown, right? Remember when you said, JB, when they interviewed the forward party, how there was no policy that was discussed? Yeah. As I play this again, I want you guys to realize that during his appeal to get people to vote for Democrats instead of third parties, no policy is mentioned. Watch it. We will play it again and watch how he mentioned no.
Andrew Yang does not care about democracy. If Andrew Yang cared about democracy, he would bow out, he would cancel his forward party, and he would help the Democrats win in the midterms.
Pause.
He's not doing that.
If Andrew Yang cared about democracy, then he would support the Democratic Party. That is not what supporting democracy means. He absolutely has no idea that actually expanding the amount of parties that we have that we can vote on is expanding democracy. Therefore, he doesn't even know what the fuck he's talking about.
Maybe you tell me that we don't believe in democracy, we believe in one party rule. He's literally advocating for one party rule right now. Don't make no third parties. You help the Democrats. We're going to save democracy by creating a one party rule. So unhinged. Anything you want to add, JB, before I continue?
Please continue.
All right, let me mute myself real quick.
Andrew Yang does not care about democracy. If Andrew Yang cared about democracy, he would bow out, he would cancel his forward party, and he would help the Democrats win in the midterms. But he's not doing that because his ego needs him to be the leader of his followers. And his followers are going to be when he siphons off voters from the Democrats, which will not work because forward party and third parties never win elections. In fact, they never even receive over 5% of the electorate. And Andrew Yang knows this. So what is he doing? He is picking apart the Democratic coalition to please his own ego. And what's the cost? American democracy. So guys, mark this video. Andrew Yang, if you think he's bad now, he's going to get much worse. Do not listen to Andrew Yang. Ignore him. Ignore the forward party and continue to support Democrats. We cannot afford to waste any time on these third party.
1.21 gigawatts!
This is what he's saying. Don't support Andrew Yang and third parties. Pledge loyalty to the Democrats. Say it. You say you're loyal to the Democrats. Raise one hand and say you will help the Democrats win. Because we about to save democracy, baby. We about to save fucking democracy. You pledge support to this party. You pledge fealty to this party because we save democracy. You guys see how unhinged these blue MAGA people are? And I want to introduce this concept because I voted for Joe Stein in 2016, the same way I voted for Holly Hawkins and Angela Walker in 2020, and I would do it again. I would do it again, just like that. You guys want to know why? Because I'm speaking personally. I'm sure you guys got your own personal experience as well. But there is no party in this country that is not anti-Black. Every single party in this country is for funding our fascist police system. Every single party is for siphoning wealth to Wall Street via corporate bailouts. No party is for increasing the minimum wage. All parties are for funding the proxy war in Ukraine. Both parties are for escalating tensions against China that will start World War III. There is no, and you mentioned, just like the forward party, there is no policy position that was offered in that video. And also in that video, there was no attempt to be persuasive. You notice that?
No.
Do you guys think anyone who voted third party is here in that video and then they're going to change their vote? Because the purpose is not to be persuasive. It's to dominate workers. You will fall in line. You will support our ruling class. Or we will disenfranchise you by banning all third parties. Now, I want to be 100% clear. because there are some third-party advocates who I believe get this wrong. I interviewed Howie Hawkins quite a long time, a few months ago on a third-party summit. And he was one of the people that's saying, yeah, I think we need to support a third party, but I think Democrats are better than Republicans. That undermines the entire point of a third party. And I asked him, how are you going to get people to support a third party if you believe the Democrats are better than Republicans? Now, I support third parties because the Democratic Party is the most effective evil, as Glenn Ford explained. They are the most effective evil. Clinton deregulated Wall Street. Clinton cut poverty. Barack Obama extended the Bush tax cuts. He created and expanded the border crisis that now is going under Joe Biden, right? Mm-hmm. So the Democratic Party is the most effective evil, and they play a single role in the duopoly. The messaging that comes from third parties cannot be that Democrats are better than Republicans, but we got to support third parties for some reason. Like, how does that even make sense?
Yeah.
So my position is very simple. This is why I tweeted out today. And this should be the message of anyone who advocates for third party. Because they say, like the video says, if you vote for third party, you are sabotaging Democrats. Good.
Yep, good.
Yeah. In fact, and
they sabotage themselves.
And I want to get your thoughts on this as well, JB. But I noticed a lot of third party people, they tend to apologize for their votes. They tend to do stuff like, well, technically, Joe Stein didn't cost Hillary Clinton the election because the Libertarian Party got more votes. Which is true. And the fact that Joe Stein didn't cost the Democrat Party because the people who voted for Joe Stein wouldn't vote for Hillary Clinton anyway. That's true. But I don't even bother explaining this to the people. My position is I don't support the Democrat Party because they are anti-Black, they are capitalist, they are cop lovers, they are imperialists. And we should be unapologetic about that. And if I am to vote, which this is not the case because I live in a red state, but if I was to vote that costs the Democrat Party, then good. That should be our message. Because if I cost the Democrat Party, then you guys should change the goddamn party to get my votes. None of this shit. Well, I support third party, but third party is not hurting Democrats. We need to drop that talking point. It does not matter if Joe Stein cost Hillary Clinton or not. She didn't, but it does not matter. We should be unapologetic supporting third parties and not giving a fuck about the results of the two-party duopoly. Yep. Maybe you have anything you want to add?
No, I completely agree with you. Because the thing is that if they really wanted to get our votes, then maybe they should change their platform and actually fight for it. But they don't. So therefore, why am I going to waste, my vote on a party that if you get one, it's like a 2-for-1 deal. If I vote for a Democrat, I'm going to get Republican policies. And if I vote for a Republican, I'm going to get Republican policies. So why am I going to vote for any one of them? I'm going to go outside. I'm going to choose the third option. If you're going to tell me, do you want to die by drowning or die by burning? I'm going to say, I don't want to die at all. And that's exactly what we're doing. We don't want to die at all. So guess what? We're choosing the third option. And people want to boo-hoo us about going to third option. Like, no. Guess what? If somebody like Hillary Clinton lost, somebody like Joe Biden lost, okay. Let that be a lesson to y'all. Don't look. What did we say back in 2020? What was the phrase? Fuck around and what? Find out. Guess what? Y'all fucked around. Now y'all finding out. Because guess what? Whether our lives are shit with Democrats or shit with Republicans, it's going to stay the same way. So guess what? We're going to vote for third party and just hope for the best. And if it doesn't happen, well, we know we're getting shit either way. It's not going to change. And I am convinced. Look, this dude convinced me. We live in a fascist system already. It's just one is more polite than the other. But they both do the exact same thing. So I'm damned if I do blue, and I'm damned if I don't red. So why in the hell am I going to damn myself even further by just choosing between the two? It doesn't make any sense. So guess what? This is one of the reasons why people like you and me and all of RBN, and shout out to Savvy. She was out doing some work on the ground today talking about doing direct action out there, right? And then when push comes to shove, when it comes time for that Tuesday in November, well then we'll vote for third party. But for the most part, it is actually getting people's ass out in the street and actually making change in that way. But yeah.
One of the reasons, and this last time I was playing, I'll wrap this segment up.
Yeah.
One of the reasons why I advocate against third parties, well, I advocate for, not against, I advocate for third parties, is because our two-party duopoly is ran by criminals. There are people who they misrepresent, at least what my position as a third-party voter. I hear people say stuff like this, oh, you guys are protest voting. Oh, you guys are just throwing a tantrum because you're not getting anything that you want. You hear this all the time. Did what Sam Sanders said. Oh, you can't protest vote. You can't just get mad and protest for a third party because you're upset you're not getting what you want. This is a fundamental misunderstanding of my position.
Yeah.
I am not mad, and I'm speaking for myself. I am not mad because the Democrats don't do enough for us. You guys realize I don't give a fuck that Joe Biden not giving us a public option. I knew he wasn't going to give us a public option in the first place. That is not my criticism of the Democratic Party. My criticism and the reason why I hate the Democratic Party is because they are genocide-enabling, cop-loving fascists who have crushed the working class with their policies. Are we clear? I am not mad because they don't support Medicare for all. I am mad because they have waged a war against my community, Latinos, Muslims, and anyone who's not a white dominant capitalist. That's why I would never support that party, ever. So let's talk about electoral politics. Because I don't believe that electoral politics is going to create revolutionary change. But if you ask me how much energy that we should put towards electoral politics, I would say maybe 10 to 15%. Not a lot of our attention. So what is that 10 to 15%? Let's break this down. What is that 10 to 15%? And once again, I can only speak as a black person here, right? I explained that both parties are anti-black. The Democratic Party is running unapologetically on an anti-black platform, including increasing the police budgets even more by proposing a crime bill that adds 100,000 police officers. Why do you think the Democratic Party is doing this? Voting for the lesser of two evils throws away your leverage as a community. Because if they know they are voting for you, they have no reason to offer policy to your community. So, since the Democrats have received around 80% to 90% of the black vote for the last few decades, that's why they don't come up with a black agenda. Yep. Why should we come up with a black agenda when they know we're going to vote for them? So instead, and this is coming directly from the Biden administration in the Democratic strategy. Their strategy, Chuck Schumer himself said, he said for every every Democrat we lose, we're going to pick up a suburban housewife. That is what Chuck Schumer said. For every Democrat we lose, we're going to pick up someone in the suburbs. So since they know black people are going to vote for them, they are appealing to policies that appeal to the white suburbs so they can get the white women who vote for Trump instead of Hillary Clinton, which majority of white women vote for Trump over Hillary. So by voting for the lesser two evils, you are punting your leverage away. Now, this is the only application of electoral politics, right? So in the Green Party supported cutting the military budget by 75%. It supported reparations, supported doubling Social Security, supporting healthcare. But let's focus on one of those. Let's focus on reparations for now, which the Democratic Party don't support. Mm-hmm. Imagine if black people decided to make the Green Party the Black People Party, and Green Party activists, including the people on the highest levels in which I talked to, they said they will be more than happy to let this happen when I talk about this. So if black people took over the Green Party and put forward this unapologetically progressive agenda, let me show you guys this agenda, because I'm gonna put Howie Hawkins Green Party agenda. And I'm gonna show you guys. I've shown this many times. Here it is right here. Let me share my screen. Let me share my screen right here. You guys see this platform? Let's see if I can make it bigger. Yeah, there we go. There's the tweet version of it. So let me make it bigger. I'm going to read a little bit of this off. Income guarantee, $20 minimum wage, homes for all, Medicare for all, National Health Service, free long education. Now, this is a better version of what the progressives advocate for. But now, when you look at the right, these are things that AOC and the squad, they will never call for. 75% military spending cut because they actually take climate change seriously. Ending regime change. Close all U.S. bases abroad. Right? These are the policies of the Green Party. So if as a working class movement, even if they don't win, if we can pull 15 to 20% of the vote toward this party, you can pull politicians who want to win on your side. But they're not going to do that if you vote for them mindlessly. If you vote for them mindlessly, you get what happened in the Biden administration. People are confused about why Biden is dropping all his campaign promises. He did that because Bernie and the progressives voted for him without any question. So why would they give you what they want?
Why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free?
So the 10% and 50% electoral politics that I believe we should engage in is extracting concessions via hostile strategies, not strategies of taking on the Democratic Party. We need to support third parties, boost their numbers up so we can have this militia, and then demand concessions from the politicians who want to win. And that is not a large percentage of what I think we should focus on. That's 10%. But if you're going to engage in electoral politics, that is what you should be trying to do. Be policy-based. Not vote for a two-party duopoly because that is counterproductive. If you vote for the Democratic Party, you are not voting for the lesser two evils. You are not voting for someone that you rather fight. You are giving them permission to pillage and assault your community.
Yep.
Anyway, I know I ran for a while. Sorry, JB. Go ahead. I know I probably got bounced because we're about 2 hours in, but go ahead, JB.
Yeah. And I got something I want to share towards the end, but if you got to bounce, that's cool. But my thing is this whole talking down about third parties. If you truly do think that by the time you get to a point where you think that democracy is under attack, it's probably already gone. It's just gone. It's already too late. And the thing is that you get a lot of people who will talk down about third parties, and it's like, I try to be kind to those people because they have been brainwashed into thinking that anything outside of the duopoly they managed to get brainwashed to thinking that it's anti-democratic for some reason. And it's like, no, it's not democratic. It's just like you and I believe that democracy should be in the workplace, right? We actually believe in an expansion of democracy even into your job. Both parties, the red and the blue ones, do not want you to have democracy in the workplace. Hell, they don't want you to have democracy in your country. Why? Because guess what? They work together. They want the corporations to have rulership over you, right? That being said, they're anti-democratic. So when we talk about actual true democracy, we're actually talking about expanding democracy to the workplace, getting our military bases out of these countries so that they can actually have their own national autonomy to choose who they want without our country basically coming in and dictating to them who they should and shouldn't have, even though they did it democratically. Who are we to tell another country who they can and can't have? Oh, because it's about their resources, and we just gotta have their resources either for very cheap or nothing at all. Craig Kid, thank you so much for the super chat. They still call Nader a spoiler. Spoilers are assholes voting red and blue holding us back. Craig, I'm going to add to you. Voting for blue means you're voting for red. Because guess what? They're all part of the same party. So if you're voting blue, guess what? You are voting for Republicans too. And how do I know this? Hang on. How do I know this? Because a report came out that Democrats are literally giving money to far-right Republicans, thinking that they can build them up to make them seem like they're beyond the pale, so to actually give them more attention and more favorability. Guess what Hillary Clinton did? She did the Pied Piper strategy. What was the Pied Piper strategy? She actually uplifted people like Ted Cruz, Ben Carson, and Donald Trump. And since they uplifted them, then guess what? Guess who won in 2016? All because Hillary Clinton decided to uplift him because she thought that he was so beyond the pale that he would lose easily, and he won. So guess what? The Democrats are doing that again. They know that strategy failed. Guess what? They know that strategy is going to fail again because they are counting on it to elect more Republicans.
Yeah, I actually love the framing here, and I'm gonna steal that. We need to start calling the spoilers the people who vote for the Republican or Democratic Party. They say, "Oh, you voting for third party? You just trying to spoil the race?" Like, nah, y'all niggas spoiling the race by voting for the two-party duopoly.
Yeah,
we can have our third-party candidate. We can have our third-party candidate right now. If it wasn't for you fucking spoilers, we could have a candidate with health care that support Medicare for all. We could have a candidate that support ending the war, but you guys are spoiling it. I love that. I'm gonna take that. That's sassy. I love that talking point.